Hey guys, welcome back to the Ask Domnat show. Dominique Tecapanzu Pereira here, but you know me as Ask Domnat. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. The show is live here wherever you grab your content. So thank you for joining me. Happy New Year. Let it start with a bang. Let it start with just joyful, success, whatever you want for this year. It is a clean start. It's a clean slate for you. Let's do it. And I can't thank you enough for joining me this year. I want to be a part of your success this year. And I want you to be a part of mine. What I want for this year is let's throw away all of the baggage that came with your previous decisions. Over the last 35 years for me, might be more, might be less for you. Let's just start fresh. Like you're like a baby, newborn. So what are we going to start this new year with on the Ask Domnat show? Let's go through the January 2nd rundown. Swiss Alps bar fire kills 40, injures 114. Unfortunate event there that I do want to share with you guys. And just really want to make sure that we're giving enough credence to international news and just keeping you informed. Mamdani sworn in, NYC mayor. Salam alaikum. Love it. I love it. How to find government contracts in Philly. If you are in Philadelphia, stay for this show. If you want to run a business in Philadelphia, if you have a friend in Philadelphia, I'm going to break down these steps to get Philadelphia government contracts. We're going to do it live, or I'm going to do it with you guys, so there's no surprises. There might be a couple challenges whenever you do something live, but we are going to break down how I've gotten government contracts and everything that you need to get government contracts in Philadelphia. This same process applies to whatever city you're in, but since I know a lot of people out of Philly, I grew up in Philly, I want you to tag your friends, family, your mom, your auntie. Tell your auntie I said, what's up, though? Yo, join this live so you can see how Dominique Pereira gets government contracts. There might be better ways. There's certainly other ways, but this is how I do it. So let's get into it. January Swiss Alps fire, unfortunately, like the reason I want to bring this up to y'all is because I want you to be informed of international news happening. Your world isn't just so small, but you got to be careful when you're out. We're in these clubs, we're in these packed spaces. I've never been a real big fan, but I've been in them. You have to keep your head on the swivel. Don't just trust these establishments. Let's look at this video of this unfortunate event that killed 40 people. Moments before the fire breaks through, it's in a club. You see here the fire. This looks like a movie, unfortunately. Yeah, so it's an explosion that happened and it's fire. Unfortunately, there's still more people missing. Somebody that was there mentioned that everything was quiet and chill until those sparklers started coming out. They saw the sparklers. They don't know if that's what caused the fire. The investigators haven't said, but the sparklers came out and then this fire started. So it might be that. It might be something else. But please, when you're in these clubs, when you're partying, just know you have to stay safe. My prayers and heart really goes out because it's unfortunate somebody went out that night and didn't come back home. Their mom, how hey, son's not picking up the phone. My son's not, they don't know that the fire happened. It's unfortunate. But please, you guys, when you go anywhere, look where the exits are at. Look where the emergency side, don't get too comfortable. And especially if you're a guy, let me talk to my fellas really quick. If you're taking, I don't care if it's your mom, your sister, a girl, whoever, you're responsible. You are be a man. Make sure that you know, and this is not to take away from anybody who was there, who lost their life or got injured or whatever, but you can't be getting high, drunk, all sloppy, not knowing where you're at, and then an emergency happens. You don't know how to protect the people that you're with. It's an unfortunate event, and sometimes it gets to me because these establishments don't care about you. They're packing us in like sardines. They're putting these dumb fire pyrotechnics inside, and then they're charging us $300 for a bottle. It's unfortunate, but let tragedy not go without a lesson learned. Now, what's the next topic for today? Welcome, everybody. Tell me where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching from New York, especially, Zohran Mamdani is sworn in as New York City mayor. Now, I'm not even from New York. I have no dog in this fight, as they say, but I just love chaos. I love to just throw a little political grenade in there and then just see what happens. I don't know, right? DC, Monique Frank, welcome. I'm in DC. So we have our own political problems, but so let's see my guy Zohran Mamdani. I'm going to tell you what I think about it. I'm going to tell you why I think about it. Oh, my favorite man,
Zohran Mamdani.
I, Zohran Mamdani,
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Charter of the City of New York,
and the Charter of the City of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties,
guys. Here's
of the office of the Mayor of the City of New York.
Of the office of the Mayor of Mamdani.
Okay, here's what I love about it. I love it not because of whatever Mamdani's politics are. I don't care. I love it because the people spoke and the people won. Everybody talking about, oh, he's a democratic socialist. Okay. Oh, he's going to do this to landlords. Okay. You have been broke all your life. If you're a multimillionaire, if you are a billionaire, and you're saying, I don't want Zohran Mamdani to win, I don't want him to govern because this is going to happen. I understand it. I respect your thoughts on it because it's going against your interest. But if you've been in a 1-bedroom, 300 square foot apartment complaining about the cost of groceries, and you're like, oh, this guy's going to ruin it for you. The city's been ruined for years. You can't, how much worse can it get for you? We're barely living, people. We're working every day. We're struggling. Why not somebody that just says, F it, let's try something different. Let's try something different. And you know that you know how much money they threw at that campaign to stop them from winning? They wanted everybody to just keep the establishment. And I hate the establishment. And I'm rich, fellas and ladies. I'm not wealthy, but I'm rich. Look at my show. I'm spiritually rich. I'm not financially rich if the IRS is watching. But I understand the frustration when you can't buy a house. Cars, they got you locked in for 35-year car loans. You can't pay for school. And everybody's trying to sell you life insurance. Jesus Christ, let me live. Let's change it up a little bit. And then you got articles like Fox News. Let me share my screen, fellas. Hours after taking office, New York NYC Mayor Mamdani targets landlords, moves to intervene in private bankruptcy case. The way that they're depicting this is like targets landlords. He's targeting slumlords, certainly, and maybe some landlords. I have properties, and I make sure that I take care of my properties. But there are people that don't. So why should they just keep acting that way? So Mamdani said that he has a couple executive orders, right? Three housing-related executive orders that start with the revival of the Office of to Protect Tenants, right? That's one. Doesn't sound bad to me. And again, I'm on the other side of this. I have properties. So I'm like, oh, no, that's not a bad thing. Resolving complaints, housing landlords accountable for hazardous conditions. None of my properties are in hazardous conditions, but I've had to fix stuff. So I don't hate it. Second executive order, the LIFT task force, a landlord inventory effort designed to leverage city-owned land and accelerate housing development. I love it. I love it. We need more building. We need more housing. We need it to be easier for people with money to invest and build and make more housing affordable. Whenever you see New York, it's big, high-rise, sky buildings, beautiful apartments, whatever. The normal person is not living in those buildings. Whenever you see new development, it is not affordable. These are high-rise. They're just introducing more millionaires. We need more affordable housing projects. And a guy like me, who's just starting out, I can't afford to build a $100 million building. I'm just trying to build a little 5-10 unit, little apartment to help you out. Third executive order is speed. Task Force, Mamdani said, stands for streamlined procedures for to expedite equitable development. Another one of those developments. Now, while he's talking about all this, really the reason I brought this article up is because he's doing this in front of a building that has a bunch of what is this called? A bunch of violations. Mamdani signed the executive order setting the structure for administrating, including 5 deputy mayors and their oversight responsibilities, blah, blah, blah. Okay, right here. At the 85 Clark Avenue, rent stabilized, and said that it owned by Pinnacle Realty. Notorious landlord. He came to where you are at, right? And this guy, Pinnacle Realty, has 93 properties. So you know how much of a clown some people look like when you're defending Pinnacle Realties and Mamdani's gonna do this and that. This guy has 93 properties, and he's a notorious landlord. There are, bring it to my screen. Let me show you how many complaints do you think Pinnacle Realty has? How many complaints? So Pinnacle Realty is getting bought out by the number 6, right? Because they're in bankruptcy. They haven't paid their debts. They've been charging you rent, but they haven't been paying their debts. And they're selling it off. They're auctioning it off to a landlord. He claimed to rank number 6 on NYC's worst landlord list. So you got a bad landlord but getting bought out by another landlord because they don't want to pay their debts, and you're left footing the bill. And collectively, there are 5,000 open hazardous violations and 14,000 complaints. And you can't tell me that you don't need change. You can't. 5,000 open hazardous complaints. What are we going to wait for? Somebody to die? All because we want to save the landlord money because he owns 92 properties, and you are having a hard time buying your groceries, and you're like, oh, we got to defend these landlords. We got to defend these landlords. Crazy. You look like a clown. Now, I appreciate if you have a different perspective. If you're saying this isn't going to help, but let me know what it is. But that's New York City Mayor Mamdani. Let's see how it works out. Hopefully, wish him the best. But if it's not, that's what politics is. That's why we have a democratic system, which I love. But it doesn't. You don't have to be right. You just have to be, vocal. So, all right, guys. The next part of our show, the last part, we got 15 minutes left. Are you from Philly? Is anybody on here coming in from Philadelphia? Is anybody coming in from Philadelphia? Let me go over what we're going to be doing in the next 15 minutes. I have won over, I'm not even going to tell you the number because you guys aren't going to believe me. I've won a lot of government contracts in my day. And it started out in Philadelphia. Admittedly, I have not done government contracts in Philadelphia in more than a decade. So this process, when I started looking it back up, is I moved my company to Texas, then DC, then we started doing other places. At the time, Philadelphia was violent. Not somewhere I wanted to be. Sorry. We'll see. But I love the city. I grew up in the city. It's home for me. But sometimes, moving on up to the side. Now, what we have done, because I know and I have experience, I want to share my screen with y'all. And I'm going to start off by just saying, where do you start? Okay, let's go through the process, actually. Bring me back up so y'all can see me. The first thing that you're going to do is, these are for people who already have a company established. If you already have an EIN, right? An employer identification number. If you don't have that, go to the irs.gov site. You can get one for free. If you already registered your company with the Pennsylvania Secretary, the Department of whatever, Secretary of State, that one's, I think, $350 registration. Then you're golden. You're set. That's kind of, and then Philadelphia, you don't even need a franchise license. But you need to have your business established. If you don't, let me know. DM me, comment on this video, say business. That way I know to make a video on how to start your business. But if you already have that, then you have everything that you need to start doing business in Philadelphia. Now, let me bring up my screen. It's as easy as, and I'm going to start from the get-go. All right. It's as easy as just going to Google. And we're going to just type in Philadelphia bids. Philadelphia bids is going to bring up this site. Philadelphia bids Philadelphia has two types of bids, primarily. There's more, but primarily there are bids and then there are RFPs. An RFP is a request for proposal. And a bid is just, hey, we have this item that we want to buy, just give us a price. A request for proposal sometimes is more complex because they want you to come up with a solution. It's not just a price, it's an overall solution. A bid is, hey, we want to buy some shirts, tell us their price. You the plug on the shirts, tell us the price. So that's important because there's a couple sites that you're going to need to know. I'm going to talk fast, but DM me if you need more information. I'm here to help, but I will know that you guys got to start the new year off right, and that means getting to work on time, so I'm not going to try to take too much of your time. On this site, welcome to Fill Contracts. Simple enough. Apply. So here is a supplier registration. We're going to go there. But before you go there, I really, really, really want you to know that you can't learn everything in 10 or in 10 minutes or 20 minutes. You can't learn it in 1 minute reels. You have to do the research, people. This is only the gateway. So down here, whoever in Philly, shout out to Mayor Parker, whoever over there, put this helpful links guide together. Contract hubs, e-contracts, right? Contract hubs is more for bids. We're going to go into that. E-contracts, which we're going to touch on, is more for RFPs. Those are more complex, sometimes higher money. Invoicing, that's when you win. Local business listings. But this here is the Office of Economic Opportunity. If you have a small business, you should come on this here. And then there are so many opportunities on the Office of Economic Opportunities because you can register your company as a minority business, a woman-owned business, and look at opportunities. Let's see if I can. And then there's training events. You're going to see here that there's some trainings available here. Software introduction, certification process here in Philly. So you don't have to pay these influencers. Philadelphia is offering this stuff to you for free. And the reality is, here's a site with more information. Philadelphia has this thing where if the contract is under $100,000, call it that, then it will be sent to a local small business. So if it's $100 contract, it's going to be sent to a local small business. Now, there's a lot of information here. Let me go to the contract hub. What you're going to want to do is just supplier registration. This is where I say you're going to need your EIN. Now, I already did my supplier registration. Your EIN you get from irs.gov, your company name, your email. This thing takes about a 10-minute registration. Once you register, you're going to get an email letting you know, hey, you're now a supplier, registered supplier in Philadelphia. You're going to sign in. I have some personal information in there, so we're just going to do it without signing in. But you're going to come here, and you're going to just start seeing what open bids there are. Like I said, right? Filtered under $100,000, or this is over $100,000. Anything under $100,000, anything under $34,000 has to be a set aside for small businesses, folks. Has to be a set aside. So what you're going to do here, let me put you on game on what's available right now. Demolition service, right? Pre-qualification bid, laser printer that the city's trying to buy, but that's not even what I saw, right? Tracking services, Adobe licenses. This one I looked at because obviously I have a technology company, and I went here and look, they need 2 Adobe licenses. And these things aren't that expensive. But the more important thing, and I want to start with here because I'm a vendor for Adobe. Some big companies don't care about getting this bid. This one's closed, presumably because it was a fixed award. But I sometimes just submit these. I don't make much money, maybe a couple $100 here and there, right? But guess what? They'll remember my name. These same officers put out bids often. Then you start to get direct contracts. But let me tell you right now, the ones that I was interested in. Prisoner clothing. We all know somebody who's locked up in the pen. V-neck SS blue, prisoner clothing, right? And then trousers. So here's what you're going to do. Now you're registered. You're logged in. You're going to have to learn how to read. If you can't read, maybe let me know. I will help you with a hooked on phonics situation. but you're going to want to know how to read, because for your first contracts, here is a couple things that you're going to want to know. This is the bid number. And remember, I said it's a bid because they're just looking for the number, right? Like, you're going to want to read all this, what the description is, the organization, the department. There's multiple departments within the city, right? And then here's pre-bid conference. Delivery must be completed within 60 days of the purchase order. If submitting samples, they must be sent before the bid closes. However, they are not required. No samples will be accepted after the bid closes. Use the Q&A section for all inquiries. Okay, great. So the small order purchase will be awarded as a whole or by line item. However, it is the best, whichever is in the best interest of the city, the lowest responsive and responsible bidder. Seller must quote all items in order to be eligible for the award. Great. So you already know that they have, oh, sorry, you guys, if y'all can't see that, you already know that they have line items, right? So what are they trying to get? Well, just come down here, right? And I want you guys to read, like, don't skim, read the first ones. And I'm going to tell you why, because a lot of the information is going to be the same no matter what contract you apply for. But because there's just like definitions, there's some legal stuff that you need to know, but then the scope of work is really what's important. They trying to buy this here NGIP code. This is the code that your business, when you go through the registration, they're going to say, well, what type of business are you? What are technology business? You guys might be a textile business. You might be a food vendor. You might. So this is the code under which this falls under, but your company does not have to be under that code. We're a technology and logistics business. We've been the supplier for the Alabama State Correctional Facilities for food, for their trades. We certainly do technology services for the city. We've done so many things all around different institutions that we don't even, I mean, we've helped install a bridge and all of that. So it doesn't really have to be what you're classified under. It's just giving you an idea. Here, they're talking about everything that they need. Short sleeve pullover, the quantity 3,000, which you're going to want to do, right? Make sure that you understand what all of these are. And then here are where your some of the information is that you're going to want to know. This is the terms and conditions, right? Let me see if I open this up. You're going to want to read this because this is for small order purchases with the city of Philadelphia. This isn't for just particularly for this contract. This is in general. So this is what I'm saying, that you're going to want to read it, because once you read it one time and you understand it, this is talking about how you're going to get paid, the ethics requirements, right? Like if you have any sort of conflicts, maximum value, who you're paying, how much, right? Like if it's under $94,000. And this is really important because I've won contracts because I've objected to the winner that the city selected. I'm like, whoa, you selected a winner, but they're not listed on the city small business list. Sorry, I'm the runner-up. I've won. I've gotten it. Oh, they didn't make it to the mandatory bid meeting. Now, that's what you also are going to get is specifications here, garment specifications, so that you know exactly, this is more for this contract. Bid open date. When it says open date, that means when they're going to award it, right? Like, here's exactly what they're going to need. Now, you're asking yourself, but Dom, I got some questions. How do I know this, and that? And remember, whatever you do, go to Alibaba, go to go to Chinatown, find whoever the marketer is down there giving. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Am I not sharing my my screen here? Aaron, could you pull up my my entire screen? Oh, actually, you know what? No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm realizing that you guys can't see my screen. But if you download this document here, it'll show you the specifications of what it is that the city wants. I'm gonna just do it for y'all. Sorry, guys. Let me do it for y'all. Let me stop my screen share, and I'm gonna start it again because I love y'all. That's why. Boom. Can you see it? Now, let me know if y'all can see my screen. There you go. They're telling you, V-neck. Don't come here and give them a bid, and they already told you how many they need, right? Don't come here and give them a bid for a crew neck. They'd want V-neck. It's happened to me that we've gotten the wrong ones. All right, cool. So, but now where do you submit it? Guys, I only have a couple more minutes with y'all. If you have any questions, contact Christopher Lewis. This is his job. They got their phone number right there. Christopher Lewis. Yo, I'm interested in this. Do we have a bid meeting? Sometimes they have what's considered a bid meeting so that you can get all your questions answered. On this one, Christopher Lewis worked with the prison system in Philadelphia. He might tell you, hey, yep, Torresdale, it's a virtual meeting. Here's blah, blah, blah. But the one thing is you do need to submit your contract consent agreement. Just read through these documents. They're really simple. Where they're giving you you check this box, you check this box, fill out your legal name of the company, your address, and you sign it and you submit it with your bid. Hey, I went and now I'm going to make a longer video with maybe me going through a bid, but this is just for trousers, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, and what they said is, hey, we might just select one of whatever you're submitting, not all of them. Now, what's another contract that I'm personally going to be going after? Me personally, right? What did I tell you earlier? That there's two types of contract hubs in Philadelphia. One is the bid hub, one is the RFP hub, request for proposal. That's a bid hub that you saw there. There is not really too many questions. As a matter of fact, yesterday as I was perusing, I saw that carpet cleaner, there's a carpet cleaner contract here that I was going after in Philadelphia. Let me just actually go through what other contracts they got here, right? So these are trousers, card tabulation, planters. If yes, queen, plants, whatever. I got plants. I bought planters. They need some plants and vases, right? Child welfare and juvenile justice service contract. That one might be a little bit harder. Sewer reconstruction. These are bigger contracts if you have a construction company, right? But I'm looking for some corrugated boxes. That's easy. I can find some corrugated boxes, right? Let me look for contracts under 34,000 bucks. Let me just look for that. Ace glass, blower mount, maintenance and repair. So these are just all really easy to get your foot in the door. You really can't mess this up too much. But there are other things that that you can certainly, personal grooming supplies, toothbrushes, whatever. Just literally find these, get the quote for them, and then submit the price. And then all of them, these people, it is their job. This one, server error. Good thing this isn't my contract, because I would have needed to make sure that response date January 28th, right? But let me tell you the contract that I'm going to be going for. So this one is under the e-contracts hub. Again, you come here, you log in, register. Let me see here. You log in, you register. And the registration is simply register now. Don't have an account. You put your tax ID, your EIN. I wish I could go through the registration with y'all. It is so easy. Let me log in really quick, guys. Hold on. Let me log in for y'all. I think I got my data PREIRA at go to jcm.com. I should have already been logged in. That way I wouldn't have to get ready. I would have been ready, would have stayed ready. But you know what? Before I actually log in, let me show y'all something. It is where, give me 1 second. Whoa. When you are not logged in, the important of creating these accounts is here. There is all of these contracts, right? The reason I'm logging in, yesterday, I saw this contract, opening date. This means here, opening date here means this is when the contract is now available for you to bid on. right? Or for you to get more information. Opening day. What is this contract that I'm looking at? This is for city council, right? Philadelphia seeks a qualified and experienced experience provider to deliver comprehensive desk side white glove support. Oh, that seems like it falls under my privilege and purview. All right, this contract is between $0 and $600,000 for IT services. Right, and how do I know it's IT services? Because right here, all of these links right here, right, are this is the checklist that you want to go through. Like I said, read through all of these at least one time. The posting date was the 30th of the year. We got 30 days, and here you open this. This site's a little slower, and I'm gonna tell you how I win these contracts. The site, whoever you open it, and here it's telling you everything. It's 51 pages. Grab a cup of coffee. Right, when you read the first 20 pages, it's going to be the same for everyone, right? Like they're talking about the background of Philadelphia. If you don't know it, then let me try to zoom in for you. Background of Philadelphia and this particular contract. Support will be provided during standard hours, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's important to know this stuff because if your company only opens at 8:30 or 9, this might not be for you, right? General statement of requirement. And then at the bottom here, it says a fixed price. Don't be thinking you're going to change the price at the end, right? Or once you're in it already. There's been times that I've lost money doing contracts. But at the end of these 51 pages, give me 1 second. Like, look at this. They actually got to update this, I think, because they said it's over 94,000, but I think it's 100,000 now based on a local passing here. At the end, they want to show you exactly what it is that they need. Give me 1 second. This is okay. Coordinate. This is everything that transition and knowledge base. This is everything that they're going to need for the technology cyber, like web application app design. Let me even start here. Detailed project requirements, technical support and help desk services. This is what my company does. Right, provide responsive server, laptop, blah, blah, blah. System maintenance and updates. We do that. I have employees for this. Web services, right? And now it's telling you, I was doing so much research on this last night. Let me zoom in for y'all. It's telling you we need web services and application development. We build apps. We do web services. And at the end of the day, it's telling you, oh, we need you to, for this website, which I'm going to, sweet Jesus. I lost my place, people. I wanted to open it in a different tab. And I'm sorry if we're going over, but this is how I go through these contracts, right? Like, and you see now I'm just scrolling through because I've already read it before. But I just really want you to go through the web services. By the way, there is a fee when you win a contract, right? That's telling you, hey, if you submit a contract over $150,000, you're going to have to pay a fee of like $500, but that's fine. Like, believe me, that's like, put that in. But remember that what page was I on, class? Was anybody paying attention? Was anybody paying attention? No? Okay, that's fine. Well, let me just go to that page. They're telling me I have to maintain this page. This was one of the websites that you have to maintain. So what did I do? I just went back here, view page source. This is the code. If you don't know website code, that's fine, right? But I do. I'm like, oh, this is a WordPress site. They're telling me what child theme, what plugin, not the most secure site. Sorry, City of Philadelphia. There's a couple vulnerabilities that I'm seeing here but whatever. I'm going to be your new IT guy now. I'll take care of it. But host Gator, you're not even hosting on the, hold on. Give me 1 second, folks. It looks like my camera went out. Looks like my camera went out. Take a quick pause. Let me we got a little technical difficulties. Here we go. I'm back to you. So long story short, what if you can see my screen again, This is a contract that I would, but I still have questions, right? I still have questions as to what they need. Most importantly, I have a couple questions. The most important question that I would ask is, who is their current provider? Who has been doing this over the last couple years? And that information is public. But even if I don't find it, I'm going to call Miss Wendy. I'm going to ask her, where can I find that information? And when I find that vendor, I'm also going to see how much they've charged over the last couple years, right? Because that's also public. When the city of Philadelphia put out this bid, you are not the first person to provide IT solutions to them. They have done this plenty of times. And all the information is public. You can just search for closed bids. This bid is open. It's an opportunity that's available, but you can just look at when it was last competitively bid out, how much that price is, and it'll give you an idea on how much you should be charging. Don't undercut yourself, sis. If they charged $200,000 last year, that was probably 4 or 5 years ago. This year might look like 3. Just depends. But go through all of these white glove services, the appendix. This is RFP submission checklist. It's telling you everything that you're going to need to submit this request. Again, a longer conversation. Like, they got check boxes. Do you got this? Did you submit your proposal and application on e-contracts? Right? Like, come on. They're trying to make it easy for you. Now, let me show you a couple other opportunities that I thought were really cool for some people. City's qualified firm lobbying efforts. Give me 1 second. This one here was for juveniles. So what is this? The city is looking right here. The City of Philadelphia Department of Division of Juvenile Services seeks qualified applicants who can provide training and one-on-one coaching and leadership, supervision, managing stress, and personal and professional effectiveness among JJS employees. Why can't I do that? I have managed stress. If you have dealt with juveniles and like there's if you're a teacher or whatever, you've been in the system where you're like, hey, I figured out I'm a good speaker. I am great at being able to direct people on how you can do your job more effectively, how you can manage stress. It doesn't have to be. Look at this. They're telling you they're willing to pay up to $100,000 to teach people how to manage stress. And how many people you think are going to be applying for this? Not many. Now you are. Now you guys are. You don't even have to be in Philadelphia, but if you are, even better. So you don't have to go for the home run $60 million, $62 million contract to build the I-95 that never gets done. If you're from Philly, you know what I'm talking about. But there are so many contracts, reach creative project management tasks to deliver advertising campaigns and materials. Advertising campaigns and materials, folks. Marketing company. You spending your time doing your little dance on TikTok, you should be getting paid because you are now a marketing agency, right? Make sure that your efforts are going towards something notable. But really, the one thing that I also want you to get out of is the Philadelphia Office of Economic Opportunity. And Philadelphia. Office of Economic Opportunity. There is so much information in this Office of Economic Opportunity. These are the staff. You can just tell them, hey, I have a small business. What do I need to be registered as a minority-owned business in Philadelphia? Right? Like, just come through here, peruse. Figure out what it is that you need to do to be registered under the Office of Economic Opportunity, because the city has set-asides of, and I'm not sure where the page is, right? But the city has set-asides specifically, look at this, and disabled contracts over $100,000. Specifically for people in this registration. If it's under $100,000, you need to be registered as a minority business in some contracts. So that's what I really want y'all to get out of. You don't have to pay these influencers to take their course. Just call these people. And literally, if you call them right now, They have to be at work. They have to answer your call. Believe me, they can't avoid it. It's their job. I'm going to call them right now. I should have called them while you guys were on the phone, but I'm not going to do that to them. But so come here, take the training, Office of Economic Opportunity, start your contract journey. If you want more information, let me know. But thank you for joining me on today's show. We ran a little long, but that's a great way to start the year. Dominique Pereira, ask Domnat for all of your government contract questions in Philadelphia. Get registered. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks. And see you guys on Monday at 8 a.m. every Monday.